In this video, we'll be graphing a rational function. Our first step is to determine the vertical asymptotes. And we do that by letting the denominator equal 0. Subtract 1 from both sides, so x equals -1 is our vertical asymptote. I'll start graphing over here. So -1 is the vertical asymptote. That means we're not going to be allowed to let our graph cross this vertical line. If it did, then x would equal -1 and we'd have division by 0. Our next step is to determine the non-vertical asymptotes. And we do that by examining the degree of the top and the degree of the bottom. Notice the degree of the numerator is first degree, and the denominator is also first degree. Since the degree of the top and the degree of the bottom are equal, then we grab the lead coefficients. So we have a horizontal asymptote at y equal 4/1, as this denominator has a lead coefficient of 1. So y equals 4 is our horizontal asymptote. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next step is to find the y-intercepts. By letting x equal 0. If we do that, we have y equals 4 times 0 minus 2 over 0 plus 1. So our y-intercept is -2/1, which is -2. So our y-intercept, we'll mark that on the graph at y equals -2. The graph has to cross at -2. Then we need to determine x-intercepts. We do that by letting y equal 0. So 0 equals 4x minus 2 over x plus 1. We can get rid of the denominator here by multiplying both sides by x plus 1. So cancel. And anything times 0 is still 0. 4x minus 2. So we're going to solve for x, add 2 to both sides, and then divide by 4. So x equals 1/2 is our x-intercept. we have enough to draw on the right side of our vertical asymptote. We notice that we have to connect these 2 points. We're going to hug the asymptote going down here because we can't go back up. You can't cross the x-axis except where you have X intercepts. So I'm going to have to come down this asymptote. Also, I can't come back down and cross my x-axis. Again, because I only have the one X-intercept. So I'm going to have to come up and hug this horizontal asymptote. Now I can determine what's going to happen over on the left side of my vertical asymptote. If we let X be -2, we can put that into our equation. Y equals 4 times -2 minus 2 over -2 plus 1. See that -8 minus 2 over -1. So y equals -10 over -1. So y equals 10 is going to be a point on my graph. So when x is -2, y is 10. Let me extend my vertical asymptote a little more so we can see. So it looks like I'm going to have to go up, hug the asymptote going up, and then hug my horizontal asymptote coming this way.